Only wrestler ever in the history. Well, no, two, second. But only wrestler, definitely the success we've had in Oklahoma in Olympic. Kenny's the only wrestler that ever made 3 Olympic games. He made in 1988, where he won the gold medal. 1992, where he won a silver medal, and 96. So, club coach here, works with all of our guys, made a real difference for Coleman this summer, helping him win a bronze medal. So with that, let's give a hand for Kenny Munson.
Thanks, guys. You guys doing good? Yes. Good. Thanks for coming. Excited about the opportunity to work with you guys, show some things. Been here for going on my 3rd year now, so it's exciting to be back, working with these guys, and get to wrestle around with them. But the great thing is, these guys get better and getting better. Worked out with Perry this morning, or today. It's amazing, getting better. But I tell them it's just like a video game, right? You know, you kind of get to a level, then you unlock that level, and you get to another level, and you unlock that level, and so now he's at another level. So now I got to unlock another level. He just unlocked another level this morning, so now I got to try out new tricks for him. So he got all those old tricks out, and got to give him a whole new set of tricks. But he's getting better, so he's going to help me out. Big hand for Perry. Great young man. Had a great season last year. Lost 1 match, and ranked #1 in the country starting out this year. So he's looking forward to having a great season this year. He's a great leader, great guy to coach. I mean, he's just like a sponge. He just picks up, gets better, and gets better. So it's really exciting for us to watch him grow and get better. You just don't find guys like that. Continue to work hard, do whatever you want them to do, and it's getting better every day. So it's exciting for me to be back and work for kids, especially from Oklahoma. I've known him since he's a little bitty kid, and so it's fun to watch him grow. But I'm gonna work on some underhook series, like the underhook series that I do, and some different variations from it. I think what's really important as you guys, as coaches, is, and as you know, I think you have a certain standard that you have as coaches that you want your overall program to adhere to and grow to. But, you know, the great thing is that everyone's an individual. You know, wrestling's an individual sport. Everyone's individual. And so you really got to find those buttons that you push with these kids that you wrestle, that you coach. And but everyone is different. You know, it's so apparent to me now that I've got kids that of my own that are wrestling. And of course, we got a certain standard that I have for those guys, my 2 sons. And they're different. You know, they're different. And so I can't coach one. I can't coach them the same way because they don't have the same skills or the same body type as the other. So you have to kind of find, you know, a way to coach those. I find one way to coach my older son. He's different than my younger son, and so they're just different, you know. And so as coaches, you got to learn the individuals. You learn what works for one guy and may not work for the other guy. And, so that's the beauty of coaching, and that's the challenge, is finding those buttons to push, you know, because you just can't coach everybody the same. And so that's, as you learn and get grow as coaches, you learn that. And, but when you start trying to coach everybody the same, and that's how you got to improve some kids. You got to find those buttons. And it's a growing process that you go through. And again, I knew that as I was coaching. I've been coaching kids, you know, in Texas for 10 years. And I'm here now for 2 years. But I learned that as I went along that you gotta coach everyone a little bit different. And but now that I got kids, it's like, you know, it's really apparent now. I got to coach these guys different, so it's fun. It's fun, and that's a challenge, and but exciting at the same time. So I'm gonna go through some things, and then at the end, I'll go through kind of a question and answer period, and let you guys kind of give me some questions and some concerns that you have, and how you run your practices, how you approach the meet, and how you work with kids and how they approach their match. You know, those kids will get, they get nervous, they get excited. There's some kids that just really, just rah, and you really want to push them. And some kids, you have to do a little more calm. Those kids. So like my two kids, my youngest kid, I can scream and yell at him. The other older kid, I kind of have to be a little more calm with him, because he's the kind of kid you got to be calm before he competes. The other one, I can just kind of rah, but the other one's a little more calm. So they're different. And so you learn that as you go. We'll go through that, and then I'll have you guys ask some questions, and we'll kind of go through some things like that. First of all, I'm going to start some underhook series, a couple different things that I have to do. First of all, I think everyone, one thing I think that you got to try to figure out and teach is tie-ups. I've got 4 or 5 different tie-ups that I do, that I score from, and that I get to. And if I'm not in that tie-up that I can score from, then I'm outside. I'm taking shots from the outside and doing things from the outside, or I'm breaking tie-ups. If it's not my tie-up that I can score from, then I'm not going to stay in. I'm not going to stay in, a tie-up that I can't score from. Okay, so I've got, several different types that I do. One is, my underhooks. I'll come and I get to my underhook. I control the head. I get to my underhook. That's one type that I could score from. I can go to the wrist and I can score from that. I go from the collar tie-up. Okay, that's another type that I score from. I go inside control with a wrist, head to the shoulder. That's one I can score from. Another one is over and under. I can score from here, or I can score from here. Okay. If I'm not in my tie-ups, I don't get in. I'll get out and I'll score from the outside. So I think as you coach kids, and kids will sometimes they'll wrestle in a tie-up that they don't even score from, and they get in trouble. Okay. So I think if you identify your tie-up, if you want them to score out of a tie-up, whether it's over elbow control, or underhooks, or inside control, when you get to those tie-ups, you score from it. If not that, if you're not in your tie-ups, then you get out of it. Okay. So when I get to my tie-ups, if I score from it, if I can't score from it, I'm getting out of it, I'm getting to another tie-up, and then if I can't score from it, then I go from the outside. Okay. All right. So my underhooks. First thing I always try to look for that space from his elbow to his body to get to my underhook. Okay, so when I get in there, I'm pulling in real hard, I'm controlling the shoulder. Okay? The first thing I look for is if I can get to my elbow control, first thing I'm going to do is my duck under from the far side. And what I try to do is I try to give him a feel and a push back. When I push into him, I want him to kind of push back into me. I try to drive it in his shoulder and give him a feel on this underhook side to make him feel like I'm going to hit this side over here. So if I'm over here, I go my underhook, I get my head to his shoulder, and I roll out to the elbow. Okay? And kind of like Coleman does when he was talking about getting high on that arm. And I try to I start high on the arm, and may slide down to the elbow. I start high at that armpit, high on the arm, on the shoulder, on the back of his tricep there. And then I look for this step on the outside. So I drive into him. I try to get splitting with my feet here, and then I duck him on the far side. Okay. So again, I get to my underhook. Okay. I kind of push my hand into that shoulder here. Go right to my elbow control. Okay. Now the way I get to that elbow control, I like to start from the inside and roll out to my control. So here. Sometimes I go collar tie up, control the head, pull down, and get to my underhook. If you notice, when I pull that head down, most times I pull the guy's head down, if he's not real disciplined, the elbows come away from the body. Okay? Kind of stop it. Kind of stop that. Oh, kind of snap. Here. Elbows come up. Here. So here. I get to my elbow. I mean, my elbow. Get to my elbow. Pull, underhook. That's a good way to get to my underhook. Yeah. You'll notice a lot of guys, when you pull his head down, elbows come out. They try to stop their fall. Okay, I'm pulling the head, they come over the top. Go back to my underhook. Okay. Head to the shoulder. Now from here, I'll roll, elbow control. Elbow control. Okay, we're high on that arm pit. Here, pull out. Now, my feet, I try not to get too extended on my step. Okay? I really try to pay attention to where my feet are. I don't want to come from half man on the other side, try to get stuck on that far side. So I try to get half man, or at least get my feet kind of splitting down the middle. So when I step, okay, I'm not getting extended. Okay, so I really try to pay attention to where my feet are. Underhook, head to the shoulder, pushing, get a little push back, then I'm ducking that far side. Okay. Now, when I pull my that elbow control, I'm really trying to turn his body. Really turn that body. Okay. Here, pull, pressure into him. Here, pull out. Okay. Now he can tell you, Chris will tell you, he didn't really feel that. It's kind of a misdirection duck. So they really don't feel, you don't feel that duck on that far side. Because all the pressure that I'm putting on him is on the underhook side. Okay, so I'm here, I'm pulling, really pulling hard on his head. I'm pulling on that elbow, my underhook, pulling his shoulder, making him feel the pressure over on this side. Okay. Even I push my hand into that shoulder, he's feeling threatened over here. Okay. Now I just roll out, step in, pull a little bit. And jump. Okay. I got it. Again, get my underhook, hand to that shoulder, roll out, here, done. All right. Again, so make sure when you teach that, my underhook, I'm not around the back, I'm trying to control his shoulder, really make you feel that pressure there, pushing it to him here. Okay, turn that corner. Okay, now I also will hit a double from that same, and sometimes I can't get that corner, get all the way backside. So I'll drop right to a double leg from here. I'll duck it, and then come back to the double. Kind of a knee, going to my knee a little bit. Here, here. Sometimes they step out, and I can't get that can't get that corner. I just come back up. Run down and double leg. Okay. Here. That's good for big guys. You know, a lot of the stuff I do is, they work well with heavyweights, heavier guys. You're not going all the way down to a full-level shot. Here, you just pop, boom, you come right back up. I try to shoot my head past the hip. Here, head past the hip. Same motion, everything's the same. The duck's the same. Here, I'm throwing him the same. I'm just coming right back up. Back over here. Got it. So that's that variation from the duck. Then all the way back side. And then coming right back to your double leg there. Okay? Again, when I get into my underhook, I'm kind of giving some pressure here. Pressuring into it. If I go this tie up here, I'm pinching down with my elbows. If I go collar, anytime I go collar tie up, my elbow is straight try to get my elbow right in his chest. Okay? Yeah, I want to make it hard for him to get inside that tie. Get inside that collar tie. I'm not going to float this elbow out to the shoulder so he can get a duck on me or high crotch here. Okay? This elbow straight, this forearm is straight to his collar here. And I can try to push him off the mat here. Here, pressure into it. Okay? That's the other tie. I'll work on that a little bit. Just from here, collar tie, head to head, pull it, underhook, head in there. Try to push him off the mat. You know, get that pressure, make that pressure. They can feel that pressure. Okay. Same tie up here. Go to my underhook, head to the shoulder. And this one, come back to a high crotch on that same side. Okay. Underhook, head to the shoulder. Went to a high crotch. Okay. Now I like to hit from this position. My head to the shoulder here. Change my feet. Step. Take an outside step. Okay. I'm not doing an inside step high crotch here. I'm not doing this. All right, giving that angle. Okay, I'm taking an outside step on the high crotch. Here, get to the shoulder. Outside step. Why would I take that outside step?
Can't cut the corner on you? They can't cut the corner on you?
Right. I'm not giving up that angle. Okay, if I take an outside step, okay, I'm already there. If I take that inside step, I gotta bring it. You can do it. But what do you gotta bring what? You gotta bring your trail leg up. Right? So I'm here. Now if I were doing this, I gotta bring the trail leg. As a country, I think we teach that inside step. Right? Who teaches the inside step? Inside step? Most guys?
Both.
Yeah, and as a country we do.
Little
But what
boat.
happens is, when we start wrestling freestyle, wrestling international style, we get beat in that situation a lot. Because you give up that angle. Guys, the chest blocking those, Russians, I mean, they know that position very well. So we get beat in that situation a lot because we're giving up that angle. You watch Russians, on their high crotches, what do? They do more of an outside step. They're doing this here. They're doing that. Give an outside step. They're not giving up that angle. I think it's, you can teach that outside step. Guys really good. Guys transition well into freestyle. So, again, I'm coming back to the same side. I'll work on the wrist. Underhook control here. Inside control on the other side. I can go to the wrist. I can go to the shoulder. I can post in the elbow. I'm bend at the elbow here. I want to be inside on the opposite side. Okay. Not so much on the head. Here. If you bend at the arm or the wrist. Okay. Coming up. Okay. Now as I come up, I'm coming up. When my step, pointing that foot, I want to make sure that I'm get this my back foot here. There's a pivot or swisher. So when I come off my knee, I'm going elbow deep high on the leg. Here. Head, cross the hips, get across. Okay. Had a guy I used to train with a lot, Chris Campbell. You guys ever heard of Chris Campbell? This guy's one of the best. He was out in Iowa, national champ, world champ, came back. My teammate in 92, got a bronze medal. One of the best. If this guy got to your leg, you're in the air. So he really, his high crotch step, he would come, once he got here, he was elbow deep, and he would step in and pop your hips up. Done. Okay. And I like that just because it takes the defense away from those guys. There's no scramble in that situation. There's no scramble when I pop those hips, get through him. There's always a scramble. Sometimes I'm here, I do this, and I'm going out, you know. And that's a scramble. I gotta get through him. Scramble. We're gonna wrestle. You know, there's some guys that are good in there. You know. That's why even if I change off, I always try to teach guys to take those legs out instead of trying to just run them down. So even if I come in here, if I change off to 2, here, all this. Hold those legs up. There's no scramble there. There's no scramble there. No scramble. Okay. So I think it's a great skill to teach, just popping those hips when I step into him, popping those hips. Here, elbows are tight. Okay, another position, I don't want to get my elbows out away from my body here. Okay. I'm doing the leg, my elbows are down. Here. Pulling my chest. Head up. Step in. I would drill the drills. I would have my guys doing that, you know, before practice or when you're going through your drills. I would do that 20 times. 20 times, just pop. And now, you know, that's kind of a punch position. You know, freestyle punch position. You know, you got to be good in there. You got to be good in this situation. Skill set every kid needs to know. Okay. Any questions there? Pretty basic stuff. Pretty basic stuff. Okay. The next one I like to do is a ankle pick from my underhook. In here, back to my underhook position. I try to move him a little bit, make him take that step. And make him step. Move. Kind of roll off to the shoulder from the collar tie, get his head down, and I roll off to the shoulder. Here, make him take a step. And now throwing him. Tossing him by like a hip toss. Put the weight on that opposite foot. Back in the pit. Okay. Back in my position here. I roll off, make him take a step. Boom. Okay. Just like a hip toss motion. Here, elbows again, my elbows are tight. Hands are close to my hands close to my face. Okay, make him take that step. Okay. Here, good position. Just sliding off. Controlling that shoulder. I do a lot of shoulder control here. I can do this, move those guys out of the shoulders, create those angles, like a matador. Boom, boom. Coming from here to there. I like that control. You know, controlling those shoulders, moving those shoulders, passing. Okay? Good skill, no, good skill to teach. Okay, again, underhook, slide right up to the shoulder. Okay? Side step, pull. Pull. Take that hard step, pull. Push, 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 pull. Pull. Okay. A couple different ways to hit that pick. Sometimes you can kind of slide out, kind of shoot it like a low single. Same motion, same motion, half circle moving, just level changing. And then shooting to it like a low single. Okay. Now my underhook side, I gotta go through him. So I gotta go through him. Clear, moving. Yeah. Any questions there? I really like to throw it like a kind of like a hip toss. Really throw hard. Make you put that weight on that foot. Here, moving. You throw. Sometimes when I throw it here, I'm kind of blocking him with my hip where he can't step through. I just have to step back between his legs. Here. And step back through the leg. Throw it. Step. Good for heavyweights, good for big kids. Okay. I can also do a deep pick tip. Same kind of motion, moving here. You're sliding off your shoulder tie here, going right to the knee. Okay, so I'm moving. I want to tuck that arm. Okay, your kind of grabbing my elbow. I want to pull, kind of clear that elbow tie. Here. Guys, grab my elbow here. When I pull, I want to really pull. This is what I want. I want to tuck that arm there. It's good for heavy, good for big. Real safe. You know, when kids get out of position, getting tired, run through those kids. Moving, pressure, underhook, moving, look forward. You know, a lot of times you can catch a kid. If I get him to a side, going right to the head. All right, so I already got my underhook, moving, pick, right over the top. Lights out. Okay. Drill that. Drill that knee pick, catch him on the side, go right to your, come over the top, go back. Any questions there? Questions? Yeah, so look at the steps, ankle pick, here, I'm moving, throw, back ankle, moving, shoot it, knee pick, moving, get through it that way. Okay. Now, my other ankle pick, I go from a snap down here, snapping down, this position here. Putting right to a tripod position. Okay, now from here, so to slide off, catch the ankle. You got good pressure here, got my underhook. Now I try to control him. Again, I'm at that shoulder. Get out, Chris. Get out. I'm standing with you. You know, I'm elbows tight here. I'm controlling this position. Okay, kind of jamming a little bit. Gotta slide off. Okay. Okay. You see that? That's from the snap down, snapping down. Boom. Get back out. I'm controlling. He's backing out. Controlling the position. Okay. Still good position here. Slide off. Here. Now once I get to it, then I just kind of drive through it. And again, he stays over that arm here, he's going to his head. That. Lights out. Pinned a lot of people. I still got the pin record here at Oklahoma State. You guys know that? No? He's trying to make him a pinner. You gotta get there. That's that next level. That's the next level. All right, again, underhook. Control that head here. Slide out to the shoulder. Pull, exactly. In this position here. Chest locks here. Control it. Line off. Shift. Don't try to have guys reaching for it. You gotta kind of slide, kind of jam him a little bit, slide off. Lift that underhook a little bit, slide off. Look. There's a lot of people with that. A lot of people are hit with that. Scored a lot of scores on that. Okay? So again, I'm looking for that snap down. If I can't get under them on a high crotch or a duck, ankle pick, next thing I'm gonna do is snap. If they're getting real low on me, here, I can't get over here, I'm snapping. I'm working that position. Okay. Tough, mean, hard snap. Okay? Don't let them out easy there.
You hang out on that knees trying to bait him to back up? Is that what you
Hang out where?
On both your knees? Like once you snap him down, every time you're hanging down on your knees trying to get him to back out? Is that why?
Yeah,
Trying to
yeah, a
keep
little
the
bit of
weight on
jam.
his head?
Look, but I'm heavy there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting heavy. When my hips are the mat, my knees, yeah. Kind of like a sprawl. I'm catching them heavy. I mean, it's hard for them to get out of it. They'll start kind of back, sometimes they'll start back out, huh?
You're not worried about him going back to you at all?
No. Yeah, and my feet are in your mat. It's just like a shot. Just like a shot. If I'm in here, I'm here. Grabbing me, Chris. I'm got a good position here. Yeah. I'll get my legs out here. Good position. I'm in good position. Hips are down. I'm not out of position here.
I can't really shoot here because your arm.
Huh?
It's gonna be hard to shoot.
Right. Well, yeah, shoot with that underhook. I got that underhook. He's not gonna do it. Only thing I feel, I feel a dump. Anytime you're an underhook, you gotta feel a farmer's carry, you gotta feel a dump. I'm always ready to flank them. If I got an underhook, I always feel farmer's carry. I'm always ready to defend that. Go, farmer's carry. The way I defend it, I get like right inside that outside leg. Okay, so I'm always ready to defend that. Always. Always. A couple things that I feel. Farmer's carries. What else? Short carry. Farmer's carry. Stops all that knee up, your arm, opposite leg. I feel that. I'm always ready to sprawl. So I'm not. Yeah, when I get in there, I'm not. I know what he can do. I know what his options are. What else from there? Arm spins. Freestyle on arm spins. They can always arm spin underhook. Yeah. That's all. Yeah, I got a good position in there. Good position.
Hey, Kenny, talking about the bigger guys, a lot of times they want to get that, when they tap, they want to crank towards the stalling, but they get the elbow real low,
Yeah.
almost to the middle. Can you talk about how you would approach that or attack
The
that?
underhook or the collar tie?
Well, collar tie.
From here.
Yeah. Your opponent is there really trying to keep you from getting to the underhook. And
He's saying me.
yeah, if Chris is in there,
Yeah.
how would you go about trying to counter that and
Yeah.
create?
I try to get my head to the bicep. Kind of loosen it up. If you got a collar tie, I can't get him off. He's tight here. I turn my head to the bicep, and that loosens it up. I just put my head right on his bicep. If I can't, pass it, or get under it, or come back to it, they're real tight here. Sometimes I try to hit, first thing to do out of a collar tie is my shoulders come forward, I pinch my neck, shorten your neck up like a turtle, right? Anytime someone goes to my head, the first thing I do, first thing I do is this, okay? A pinch. My elbows come to my body. That's just discipline. Discipline. You can tell the discipline in wrestling. When you go to his head, that they do that. The undisciplined guys will do that. That's what things open up for. So, what I do on a hard collar tie, and I can't get under it, I turn my head to that bicep, and now I got some space there. I come back to my other there. Get real tight, Chris. Here. I come back there. Okay? So, again, I'm tight here. Turn my head to the bicep. I can get him off. Get down to position. Cross, yeah. On the side. You got a question?
You throw an A-lock from your underhook,
A what?
A-lock coming across?
Body lock?
Yeah. Or an A-lock like a head and arm from a headlock. Headlock.
Oh,
Yes.
from here?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes. You get a guy that's not very experienced. Yeah, I do that. A-lock, is that what you call it, A-lock? Here? What you doing?
The other one.
You're the other way?
Yeah, I was just asking if you knew what throws like.
That's the only thing I do. If
Like
I get to that on a weak kid, I can't get it on a really good guy, but if I get this, okay, my forearms, I turn my palm up. That's my lock goes there. Palm up. I'm right across that neck. That here, not like there. Shoulders up high. Then I go this way. And I keep it to my chest. I keep it to my chest. Try to keep his head to my chest. Keep my lock tight. Get it back to my face. So that's the lock you use. Trying to work. Yeah. One more time. You want to say it again? Here. I want to keep everything tight. Here, tight. My elbows. I'm trying to get my elbows to touch there. I try to keep his head to my chest. I got to change my feet here, this way. Then go hip to hip. Then just kind of pivoting down.
You don't like putting the
You
forehead?
got to keep it to your chest. Keep that, huh?
I said you don't like putting the forehead in the temple when you do that?
My forehead and his
Yeah. It's too high up.
too high. I want to get that head down. I want his head down. I'm going to crunch him down. I'm not here to get out. It's too loose. So I try to jam him here. I try to get him to my chest. I keep my head high. And then, yeah, locks the shoulder up. Hard for him to get out. If I'm in here, it's easy for him to get out. I really want to pull everything in my chest. Here. Here. Step in front. Hip. Just kind of pivot him down. That's good? Make sense? Any other questions? Another one, I think for big guys, a good drill from your overhook. Now from your underhook here, if you're past 5 doubles here, okay, I'm not going to let this guy get an under. It's over and under, but I'm not letting him get a good bite on my back here. Pushing down here. Now it's just kind of a scissor step. Yeah, I'm just taking him across. So it's a scissor step. My elbow stays tight to my body here. I'm not letting him dig an underhook. Okay, it's tight. I got my underhook. My head's at his shoulder here. Okay, now it's just a scissor step. Okay, so I'm really trying to get that elbow across. I'm throwing his elbow to my elbow on the far side. Keeping my head back to here. Okay. Good scissor step. Good scissor step here. Do a double. Okay, now you can go body lock there. Here. Here. Step in, body lock. Around. That's kind of a high dive. Like virtual guys use that. Instead of going low, just kind of stay high. Here, in here. And scissor step. You see that? Come on. Okay, now you're going to kind of fight out. Step around.
What do you think's quicker to get to, that body lock or cut across the double?
I think it's double. I don't know, it kind of depends on your opponent, you know? On this side, I always go body lock. That's my body lock side. It's not, yeah. How come you- Huh? On this side, I'm going up. But again, my steps, watch my step. I'm scissor stepping. I'm stepping between his legs, between his feet here. Boom, getting low. Just teach you that step there.
Yeah, he's coaching me.
Can also go, I can pass by to a single there.
8th grade.
Want me to go?
Yeah, I saw him
Family.
making progress.
Smash. Okay, that's good for big. You know, here, center step it. One more lock. Here.
I finally got at him this year. It's been nice.
You got that?
Nice having that fall off.
So you body lock to your non-dominant side.
Huh?
Kids
You would
running
body
around
lock,
saying,
so if
"I
you're
lost
right
my
leg lead, you
mouthpiece."
shoot
He's still with me.
Yeah, yeah.
to non-dominant, and the other side just double,
That's my body lock. I don't body lock on this side.
because that's your double
That's
step.
what I was good at. I don't feel it. You know, so it's just, again, it's the individual. You gotta feel what the guys do, you know? They body lock that side, then work that side. You know? Also step around on that, when they step out. Sometimes they'll step out, get in my body lock, here, they step out. I can't get step around that leg, step out, step like this. I step here, then go the other way. So I'm gonna step around the far side and throw the other way. Here, steps out, step around this way. Stay up, stay up. Here, then I'm throwing back. That way. You guys see that? You guys teach that? Who teaches that? All right, so again, I'm here, fighting in here. Boom, wow. He steps out, step around, move. Go back the other way. Want to see it again?
A couple more times.
Full screen. I get a payback from this afternoon. Yeah, fight for my underhook. Here. Just throw. And you know, my throw is more of a sling. I'm not going to get caught. I'm not doing this. I'm trying to go straight back. The same thing with my lateral drop. And I'm really throwing out. Focus on getting to my my shoulder. So that way, if I miss it, I'm not gonna get in trouble. He gets his arm out from here. I step around. I throw it. Just wide. Get your arm out. Yeah, we may come back to that position. So I'm getting all the way through. You know what I mean? Just like my lateral drop. Lateral drop, I'm going all the way through. Here, I'm going. I'll never get caught on that. Questions? Oh yeah. On that fast spot, sometimes I can get back on a low single. From here, over and under. I'm jamming it here. And then I'm gonna pass it by. He steps out. On low single on the far side. That's good for little guys. Here. Dropping up to the ankle. All I'm doing is here. Drop. Got it? Yeah, see that? See it again? Got it? Got it? I'm doing step, step. Dropping all the way down to the ankle. All right. Questions?
went hip to hip like a hip toss, but dropped his foot, that ankle pick.
Yeah.
One more time.
On the underhook. Here, again, I try to get that head jammed. When I get to that, I really try to get his head to my chest. Here, now I can slide, then I slide off. Here, pull, pull, make it take that step. Here. So that foot comes forward. I learned that in high school. Kid hit me with a few times. What the heck is he doing? Chaz, you hear that name?
Yeah, we sang on our wall.
How many times you want to say?
Who? Me and Shelby.
Huh?
Shelby Stone.
Yeah.
1 or 2.
How about that kid in the freestyle tournament? Had about 3 ankle picks. I was like, whoa. I started doing it from that day. I did it all the way through the Olympics. Hit me with 3 straight times. Like, what was he doing? Work. You have a question? What time is it? 2:50. 2:50? What is yeah, throw by. Under throw by. Okay, when you're under a throw by, what I want to try to do is I want to try to throw by and try to catch that leg. Okay. Yeah, here, jamming, jam that head, take an outside step. Outside step, catch the leg. Okay. Here. Pull. You got it? Okay. Again, last thing we'll kind of finish up with is throw bys off the guy's shot. Okay, I'm still going my underhook. The way I let it get on your knees, I have guys do this a lot. Here, get up. Just raise up. Get on your knees. Yeah. From here, all I'm doing is here, side to the shoulder. There, that's in there. You saw me do that? Okay, this is off the shot a lot, but make sure that these guys, when you teach it, come up a little bit and get on your knees. Here, you just stop. Make sure you get your steps. Keep this arm trapped. Here. Yeah, here, I'm not even nose back. Okay. But that's the way you kind of start them off, just doing that, both sides. Yeah. Have them do it both sides. Slide off. Catching over. Okay, now on the throw by, just make a real short motion. Okay, here. I'm not getting real extended there. Throw it in front of my face. Get right back to his body.
But you're digging that underhook off their shot, right?
Off the shot.
That's what you get.
Most times. Sometimes I snap him down. I'm here. I snap him down. Here. You know, sometimes I throw him back from there. You know? Or sometimes I pull him down. You know? Throw him like there. You know, a lot of times it's off the shot. So guys take a shot, shoot a double. Now keeping that arm trapped as I throw by. Now get my feet back, beat the shot. Keep your arm trapped. Got it? You have anything? Any questions? All right, so that's the throw by. I also like having big guys do this. Just from here, just hit the hip tossing both sides. Make sure they know this motion. Get in here, Forward under. Getting that hip to the mat. Here, chest to the shoulder. I'm rotating my hip down. The hip to the mat. Pulling that arm across my chest. Okay, this is really good for all wrestlers. They should know it. Both sides, head here. Okay, so make sure you're working that. It's good for those guys. That's about it. Anything else? Any questions? Any questions? Any concerns about competition? The way you guys prepare? Nerves? Confidence? I just think it's very vitally important that as you're coaching young guys and young minds, that you're teaching them, of course, good things in life, live right, good grades, study hard, little discipline life, those things. But you got to pour that belief. You got to pour that belief. You got to make them think that they can freaking reach the stars. But this is just true.
Hey, Kenny, will you talk a little bit, like if you have a kid that, we know we're going into kind of a marquee match, it's a big match, and then all of a sudden we wrestle down, and we stop doing the things that we're good at because we're nervous about wrestling a better kid.
Right.
I mean, how do you fight that?
It's just, you got to pour the belief. As a kid, I just never thought that, I can't recall a time or a match, even when I wasn't real good. Even when I first started, I never approached a match that I didn't think I could win. I don't care. The guy was a 3-time state champ or winning all those matches, and big name or whatever. I just didn't approach that match. Now, I didn't win all those matches, but I would just, I would tell myself the kid's gonna have a bad day. He stayed up too late, he was overconfident, he ate some chili dogs before the match, he got a diarrhea. I'm feeding myself this stuff. He's gonna have a bad day, man. He's gonna have a bad day. I approached a lot of matches as the underdog, but I just thought I could win. So you got to pour that belief, and just find a way to make them believe that the kid's gonna have a bad day. I don't care who he is. You know what I mean? Thanks, Chris. So, any other questions? Thanks, guys. Good luck to you. Have a great season. Come back next year. I'm always available. If you guys ever need to talk, if you got concerns, I think you can get a hold of me. I'm here. So I'm always available. So I want to let you know that I'm available. If you got concerns or got issues with a kid, when we talk to a kid, or in the rules, whatever. But I'm always available. I want you guys to know that. And so I'm a resource that you can always depend on. And I want you guys to keep coming back. And we need for you guys to be good. We need great coaches. Because great coaches produce what? And that's what we need. That's what we recruit. Okay, so guys, good luck to you guys. God bless you.